Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with One Punch Man. Last time on One Punch Man, we had the Monster Uprising, where we continued on with the martial arts tournament. Saitama easily knocked out Bakuzan, and we also got Swee-Ryu, the one guy. We got that guy that knocked out Snake and was all hoity-toity about his power and stuff like that, and why he doesn't want to be a hero and all that great stuff. Meanwhile, Genos was taking on a couple monsters, but seemed to have been taken out by a really tough guy who is now headed for the martial arts tournament. And we also got the tease of the Demon King Orochi, who is orchestrating this entire monster uprising. So, yeah. And nothing on Garo last episode, actually, which is pretty interesting. We also did get a bit of Hellish Blizzard and how she was struggling to take down one of the monsters. And as she was being whipped, Tornado came in because she could feel the pain that her sister was in. Came in, wrapped everything up, and then berated her sister for sucking, I guess. Yeah. And that was basically that. Very interesting episode, and I'm very curious to see where we are going this time. So, the reaction is down in the description, just like always, for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and get right into this episode of One Punch Man. Here we go. Alrighty, that's episode 7. Well, that side plot is done. Perhaps now Saitama can be in the main plot again. Essentially, this Saitama has had this quest for a while now. What episode was it that he first started doing that? I don't know. Oh, don't mind that. That's just a little thing that I'm using to prop up Blu-rays now. What episode was that when he started his quest to learn about martial arts? Maybe I can look that up real quick. One Punch Man. That would have been, I guess, episode 3, and this is episode 7. So, about 4 episodes he's been doing this. And the conclusion he has is martial arts are just fancy moves that look cool. And he's not wrong. I mean, when you really think about it, like, you know, this whole thing has been about Saitama learning, you know, just learning about martial arts. And I guess, honestly, like, if he should even bother with it. But the thing is, he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to bother with martial arts because, now, what he said was very, very shallow, but in a sense, martial arts are just, at least especially in the context of this show, martial arts are another path to getting strong. That's it. That's really it. It's another path to being strong. There are some that choose the martial arts. There are some that choose, like, the way of the sword, like we saw with Atomic Samurai and the other swordsman there. There are some people that have, you know, enhancements to their bodies, like with Genos or Metal Knight or Drive Knight. There are some who their strength comes from their mind, like the Esper twin, or not twins, but the Esper sisters of Tornado and Blizzard. And there are some people who are just really fucking strong, like Saitama. So, yeah. That's basically it. It's just the martial arts are another path to power. And it's a good path. It's a good path to take. Now, of course, it doesn't get... Martial arts can't get to Saitama's level, because that's the point. No one can. No one can get to Saitama's level. But, I mean, that's just it. It's like, okay, why is Garo such a threat? Is it because he's physically strong? Well, he is physically, yes, he is above average, definitely. but a lot of it lies in his martial arts. The Fist of Flowing Water, a lot of why he's dangerous is because he's a martial artist, and that is different from some. Now, and that's the thing, is martial arts can give you maybe a bit of an advantage over someone who doesn't have martial arts, who doesn't know anything like that. Like we saw with Garo going against someone like Tank Top Master or even Metal Bat, where, they have their own thing. Tank Top Master is, super strong, and Metal Bat, he has his own craft with his bat, but Garo is more advanced with his martial arts, which allows him to be stronger. It allows him to beat them. But you also get Saitama, who his whole thing is just he's strong. What are his moves? He punches you. That's it. He punches you, he slaps you. Like, it's nothing. Like, he doesn't have any crazy moves. He literally is just a punch, because that's all he needs. He never goes crazier than that, But he does outclass Garo because of that. So it's just a matter of, like, where you're at with what you use, Like, I would be curious for something like, because we see, okay, Garo with his martial arts, presumably he's probably on level with Class S Rank 3 Silver Fang, which is why he can beat people like, lower ranked Metal Bat or Tank Top Master or anyone else like that. Because if they're lower ranked, presumably he can beat them because he is on level with a higher ranked hero. What I want to see is how Garo would deal with the person ranked higher than Silver Fang, that being Terrible Tornado. I want to see her. Well, honestly, I want to see her kick the shit out of him, Like, that just sounds satisfying to me. But that's the thing, is I would be curious how he fares against her, I mean, it would also be interesting to see how he fares against Genos, because Genos, again, is also a lower-ranked Class S hero, but Genos is also, he is stronger than a lot of them, He always keeps improving, so it would be interesting to see that. But yeah, at the end of the day, what are martial arts? They are another path to power. Everyone in this show basically has their own path to power, whether it's being an Esper, like Tornado and Blizzard, being a martial artist, like Silver Fang and Garo, being a cyborg, or having some sort of enhancement, like with Genos or Metal Knight or Drive Knight, or sometimes, again, sort of technology, even if it's not an enhancement of the body, but power, like with Child Emperor, like he's brilliant, That's his power, is his intelligence. Or Pig God, his power comes from his gut and his ability to eat. Or someone like Saitama, who his power literally just comes from he is ungodly strong, That's it. It's the entire conclusion we've come to, is that martial arts are another path to power. And Saitama is thinking, oh, well, that'd be kind of neat to have some cool moves of my own. Because, again, what are Saitama's moves? He will punch something. He has his consecutive normal punches and serious series, serious punch. Those are his 3 moves, basically. That's it. Because it's all he needs. That's all he needs. So maybe he'll try to make some really, cool looking moves and stuff, but martial arts at the end of the day do nothing for him. So I like that after all of this, and especially with all of this, talk of martial artists putting down heroes and stuff like that. Like, oh, heroes, they take the easy path. They're not strong and stuff like that. But it's a totally different thing, because that's not even like part of it, really. It's nice that it's like, okay, at the end of the day, what are martial arts? Are they this really huge special thing? No, they're just another path to power. That's what makes Swee-Ryu strong. I phonetically wrote out his name. Swee-Ryu. Swee-Ryu. I think that's how they pronounce it. I tried to write it phonetically. So yeah. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's just how that guy got strong. And what is an entirely separate issue is how do you use your power? Well, for Swee-Ryu, he uses his power for fun. He's just strong because he likes being strong. He likes to fight, and that's it. Okay, why is Saitama strong? To be a hero. Why is Lightning Bolt and Lightning Max and Snake? Why are they strong? Because they're heroes. They want to be heroes. They are strong because they wanted to be heroes, and they are heroes. So it's just. So I like the different First off, I like that after building up for 7 episodes because of Garo, building up for so long, how incredible martial arts is. At the end of the day, it's just another path to power, and I like that. I really do like that. That it's just how some people get strong. That's how some people choose to get strong. Not everyone does it, obviously. The only other thing is, I do kind of wish Saitama had gone into more of why people are heroes. Because that's the thing, is that it's not, they just want... I don't even know, because the guy is he looks down on heroes so much. But being a hero is not about being strong. And, they say it's it's just all these lofty ideas. Who cares? It's no, that's not it. Why are these people here? People don't just become heroes just because, You don't become a hero just because. You become a hero because you are a hero, It's just, you're a hero because you're doing the right thing, because you are doing something for other people, Even some heroes... I mean, we have to admit, even some heroes like Metal Knight, he is, yes, does he suck with his whole weapons test and stuff like that, and he's never actually there, and he doesn't really care. Metal Knight, okay, maybe Metal Knight's a bad example, but okay, Tornado. Tornado, we've always called her our tsundere hero, and she is... And she constantly berates literally everyone. Just every single person she can, she berates. But she's out there doing her job because it's the right thing to do. And she knows it's the right thing to do. So yeah. I wish we had gone a bit more into that about... being what it means to be a hero, because there is something specific, it is specific. Why, it's why would anyone want to be a hero? It's just a waste of time. It's no one becomes a hero to be strong. They become a hero to be a hero. The strength comes later, that's the thing. Yeah. Let's go ahead and hop into the notes. I'm going to run through some of these because I know we've already been talking for a little while. We had a lot of Class S going out. In fact, this episode was called The Class S Heroes, which for an episode called The Class S Heroes, I kind of wanted a bit more of the Class S Heroes, but that's okay. Sometimes, I feel like these episodes are named incorrectly. The last two that we had, the martial arts tournament and then the Monster Uprising, I honestly feel like those should be switched, because the martial arts tournament was more about the Monster Uprising and the Monster Uprising was more about the martial arts tournament. So I feel like you could have swapped those and it would have worked out a lot better. And this one, calling it the Class S Heroes is great, but you expect the entire episode to be about the Class S Heroes. Genos only shows up in the end credits, or the after credits scene. So yeah. There wasn't enough of the Class S Heroes for it to really warrant being called that, but still, we got some. We got we started to get Watchdog Man, but we didn't really see much of him, or Garo. They just sort of were there. But we also got Child Emperor, who was really interesting. I really do like him, especially because now I really understand. It's like, okay, how is Child Emperor a Class S hero? It's like, oh, it's because he's brilliant, clearly. It's like, okay, he is clearly the guy on the team. He's the smart one, and he can figure out everything. Like it says, like, oh, Child Emperor figured out the antitoxin, the cure for the poison that was happening in City I. So that's the thing, is he's really, really smart, so I like that. We also got Pig God. Again, I love that he just eats, and that's it. And I also like too that like Child Emperor is like, oh wait, you could still get poison from eating her, and it just doesn't affect him at all. Like I don't know if like he's just eaten so much that he has a tolerance to everything, or it just does not work. I don't know, for whatever, because he's so fat. I don't know, but I really did like that, showing off a little bit of Child Emperor and Pig God. We also got a bit of Drive Knight, which was pretty cool, because I remember him from last season, where he shows up and he tells Genos, like, Metal Knight is your true enemy, which we have not done that at all this season. I'm just going to assume if that is a thing, then that's going to be season 3, but whatever. But I do remember him. I really liked his design, so it was cool to see him here. He honestly reminds me of Atomic Samurai plus Metal Knight, honestly. Like, his design is just so cool. And then we also we got Flashy Flash, which was pretty cool. And I like, he went for the eyes. I thought that was really cool. But then Tornado comes in and takes the kill, and then just starts berating them. I feel like when she's berating them and Flashy Flash is just standing there and he's just taking it like, whatever. It's like, I feel like all the Class S heroes are just used to her by now. They're just like, all right, here she fucking goes on another goddamn tirade. Damn it. So yeah, and like, he talks back a little bit after she's gone, and they're like, no, she might come back and kill us. And he's like, fuck that. I don't fucking care. I'm tired of her shit, So I did like that. And I still just love Tornado. Like, I want more of her. I want more of her and Blizzard. I love the two of them. So, and then we also got Atomic Samurai with the one guy who joined the Monster Association and ingested monster cells in order to become a monster. So that's pretty interesting, that this guy who basically loses his humanity, which it's also kind of shows not necessarily martial arts, but this person who devoted his life to the way of the blade, but he's not a hero. He's just like, oh well, the only reason we have our craft is to get stronger. Well, what is the fucking purpose of that? What is the purpose of getting stronger if you literally don't use it for anything? At least Atomic Samurai is a hero, and all the others were willing to help with hunting Garo. So this guy, it's like, oh, he just wanted power, and he took the easy way out with the monster cells, but Atomic definitely just completely obliterated, which we were all waiting for that. Like, he wasn't nervous. Honestly, none of them were really nervous. They knew it's like, okay, Atomic Samurai is gonna, fucking kill this guy, and he did. So now Atomic Samurai and the Swordsmen are going to be going after the Monster Association as opposed to Garo. So I'll be very interested to see how the Monster Association deals with Garo, because Garo, he does seem to be on his own thing. He actually doesn't want to be a part of the Monster Association. And also, we started to see Garo take on Watchdog Man, but then a monster interrupted. So I would imagine Garo would be very mad about that he can't get his one-on-one fights with the Class S heroes, So yeah. Let's see. We also had Chironko versus, I guess it was Sourface. I don't fucking remember his name, but I like that was just it's just done, of course. But I did like that, and I like the he was helpful to Saitama as Chironko, so that was pretty interesting. I like that. And we also got Saitama versus Swee-Ryu. Swee-Ryu. Yeah, Swee-Ryu. That's just how I'm saying it, and I'm just going to hope that that's close enough. Which was very interesting, again, which, I mean, finally we did get Saitama, gets to see some actual martial arts up close, and, he deduces, basically, it's like, oh, they're just really cool moves. because to him, I guess he can't think of like, oh, well, that's how they got strong, is they perfected their craft and stuff like that, because that doesn't register to him, because that's not how he got strong. So he's just thinking, oh, this guy is really, really strong, and he's using these fancy moves. Okay, well, I'm really, really strong. I can use fancy moves and stuff. Whereas it's those specific, like, doing all those moves and learning that martial arts made him this strong, But again, still a cool fight. He did actually knock Saitama around a little bit. I like when, he hits, the ring is divided in half and he hits it and it, climbs up and then Saitama lands on it. I thought that was a really cool visual. So, yeah. And then, yeah, the whole purpose of strength. Like, what is the point of being strong if you don't... what is the point of being strong? What can you use this for? And for a lot of people, they use their strength to be heroes. For him, he just wants to have some fun, and that's it. And it's interesting that Saitama says, all right, if that's it, if you just want to have some fun, then you don't need to get any stronger. You're done. So, and he wins. Saitama wins, of course. Even though, he was disqualified and the match was called off, they still had the fight, and Swee-Ryu did lose in the end, which was pretty interesting. So, yeah. So that was pretty cool. I like that. And again, the conclusion that Saitama gets to, while technically not the conclusion that the show basically implies, but I do like that it's, he has this shallow conclusion, like, oh, so you got really, really strong and now you have these fancy moves. Well, I'm really, really strong, so I should have some fancy moves, basically. Whereas the real lesson, well, first off, the real lesson is the friends we made along the way. But the real lesson was that martial arts are just another path to power. So I like that. And then at the end, we also get the tease of Goketsu, the monster that defeated Genos and is on its way. He's on his way to the martial arts tournament. Now, whether or not he'll be defeated by, like, Swee-Ryu or if he'll just face Saitama, I'm not sure. So, we will definitely have to see that next episode. I imagine Goketsu taking on, going to the martial arts tournament could be how we get Saitama back into the main plot, basically. So, yeah. Again, it is kind of strange that, we spend this, like, 4-episode arc for this, like, sub-arc for Saitama, and it's just a really simple conclusion, but honestly, it makes sense, and I do kind of like it. Just at the end of the day, it's like, it's just another path to power, and I do kind of like that even while it gives us a message, like, oh, martial arts is just about, martial arts is just another path to power. I like that he actually doesn't get that message. He's like, oh, you're really strong and you have fancy moves, so I'm going to have fancy moves now. Like, I do kind of like that there's a bit of a disconnect between the actual message and what Saitama, gains from this. But I really like it, and I'll be interested to see how Saitama is going to get back into the plot with the Monster Uprising as well as Garo. And I'll actually be interested to see Garo get a bit back into the plot, because we've kind of gone 2 episodes without Garo, so I would like to see a bit more of that. But yeah, that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my One Punch Man reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.